Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman, our Sunday morning call-in for this Sunday, April 30th, 2023. And this is number 77 in the series of call-in shows. Appreciate the opportunity to rise and present to you another edition of the show. Appreciate you stopping by to listen in and hopefully participate in the show. It's been defined as of late that some people just decide to stop by just to take a look, like it's a bad traffic accident or something. You just peeping, but not communing. I don't know what it takes to motivate people to come together, but I'm not about divisiveness. I don't welcome it. I don't support it. But I appreciate when people want to come in and be a part of the process. This is a community show, believe it or not. By it being a call-in, that means that there's a reciprocated process for this to work. You know, you participate and I invite and welcome you in. But we're living in a time where decorum, ethic, and values gone by the wayside, and most people don't respect that. But for each and every one that don't respect it, there's someone here to remind that there is purpose. And that's what I'm about here on this channel. As I've stated on occasion in the past, lead by example. If I'm leading by example, I can call someone else out on it. If I'm not up to task, someone can call me out on it. But that's what it's about. For each and every person that decided to get up this morning, it's 10:40 Central Time here in the Midwest. You decided to start your day to stop by the Stormybman channel and check out Answering the Bell. I decided to get up and prepare to present this stream to you. And I do it gladly because it's what I enjoy. So take the joy that I'm in and spread it amongst yourselves and allow that to be a great start to the day. Yeah. Says we got 10 people out there watching right now, but only 4 who've decided to write in the chat this early. So if you don't want to say good morning, at least respect the premise by hitting the like button. If you can't do that, you're being disrespectful. And I have no respect for those who disrespect. This is my platform. Why are you here? A little effort is all it takes. Just a little bit. The Bible talks about having faith the size of a mustard seed. Anyone knows what the size of a mustard seed is. Salute to Shower Allah out there with those channel emojis, and she's saying she's prepping for the garden. She should know the size of a mustard seed. Very minute. So if you could show such support, such minute support, it'll drive us forward in the most positive of manner. You may even feel better as a result of it. I can't guarantee you, but if you begin the process, you may learn. You very well may learn. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know, I ended my post-fight show last night. For those who were here, Shower, I know you were out there. I appreciate you coming right back with me this morning. I ended on such a low after recognizing how many people who stopped by for the show and just would not hit the like button. So I left that show on a very down note because it shows me how many people are crude out here as opposed to people who are walking in light. Snakes, low down, scum of the earth type beings. And some of them are your friends, family, and associates, colleagues. It's not a pleasant thing to see that in your face, especially when you go out to put forth the effort that you do to make these things possible. At the end of the day, this is a form of entertainment. But I have to tell you, I don't go places and just sit in and listen to people that I don't support or don't like or don't want to be bothered with or whatever. So why do they tread across these thresholds? I don't understand that. In all my years of being on this earth, I just cannot fathom what's happening to this society, man. It's like the very same individuals as you're driving in traffic down the street, and it may have been a fender bender up ahead, which causes a lull in the traffic. And as each individual car passes the scene of the incident, they gotta stop and look and see what's going on survey the area and see if there's blood on the ground, or if how bad the cars are damaged, or whatever, and is looking at the people who are talking over. It's like, but you're holding up traffic. If that's that important to you, pull over and park and get out your car and stand there and look. But why hold the rest of the world up? You see the mindset here? You see the foolishness? When I get to those spaces like that, I accelerate when I can and get the heck on away from there. They may be waiting on an ambulance. They may be waiting on police authority. But here you are, holding things up. Because it's not just you sitting there, it's the ones behind you and the ones behind them and the ones behind them, and so forth and so on. So what the devil's going on here? And lo and behold, if someone's waiting for an ambulance, the ambulance, time is of essence. But you don't care. As long as you can get your peep, huh? Peep on at it. Scumbag. It happens every day. You're standing in the checkout line at the store. Someone's standing right on your heels, right behind you. And this was before the pandemic, where they say 6 feet of space, you know. They right on your bumper. You can smell their stank breath coming right over your shoulder into your nostrils. Why? But if you were to put your arms out at 30 degrees and just shove that elbow back in their chest, they think you something wrong with you. Don't understand. But those are the same individuals that stop by the channel, peeping, looking. A lot of them I'm familiar with. Others I don't know. Some are Google and YouTube people. Huh? Waiting for the opportunity for Stormy to slip up so they can hit me with something. Yeah, I'm being targeted. And yeah, I'm speaking on it. Why? Who knows? But that's my troll. See, trolls come in different fashions. You have no idea what the suppression of knowledge and intelligence in this society means for privilege. You have no idea. And they will do and go by any means to uphold that privilege. And it may not be the type of privilege that you think quite naturally when you say that word. It's about status quo. In this nation especially, someone needs to have their foot on another to feel better, to get on in this society as if there's a sense of accomplishment. But how is it an accomplishment if someone else that's a part of the same society has been crippled, has been attacked, brought down to their knees? subjugated so someone else can advance. You know what's fake about sports? That there's a winner and a loser. Two sides of the same coin. Because even when you win, sometimes do you not lose? And sometimes when you lose, do you not win? All of this is the reality that we live in. But you continue to puff, sip, sniff, and let it all ride. Because you're not taking the time out to figure it out. But you'll stop by here and put your ear to the speaker and listen for a minute. Mean mug your device or laptop or PC. Sometimes you might even sit down with a plate and a beverage for the entire duration. But you won't hit the like button. Who's the fool? Yeah. Who be that? It ain't me. Huh? It ain't me. Salute to Dr. Mark out there. He says, anytime your content elevates people, the system will attack you. And let me just add to that. Because as the old people say, show you right. That's exactly true. But do you know why it's necessary to elevate people? Because they're mired in the muck and don't realize the sewage that they swim in. Huh? Because it's all been poisonous to you from birth. You're born into a sordid system of sewage. And you don't even realize it. Because from day one, you have those who run it, those who operate within it, those who support it and defend it, and those who are trying to break out of it. Now, with all that calamity, where do you stand? I'll tell you where you stand. It says 19 concurrent viewers, 23 likes, 43 views. You do the math. Do the math. As I said, foolishness. Foolishness. You could be somewhere bathing, washing your ass, brushing your teeth. 'Cause some of you don't get down like that. Yeah, I know. I've passed you in the stores, huh? Walking down the street. Even when I go to work. Oh yeah, you. But as soon as you are blessed to open your eyes to a new day, your feet can't wait to hit the pavement for bullshit. Yeah. You out there causing chaos. What are you contributing to this day besides sucking up the rest of our oxygen, huh? No positive contributions whatsoever. You just here, huh? Well, a wart could be just there, right on your ass, huh? A boil, huh? You gotta go to the doctor and get them removed, huh? What purpose does it serve? To make you uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah. Now it dropped off from 20 plus to 13. I must be doing something right, huh? Let's put it in a canister and call it chaos repellent, huh? Yeah! If I packaged it up and sold it, I'd be a millionaire. Interestingly, I can't become one here on these airwaves because they'll do their damnedest to make sure they don't hit the like button, that they don't share the content. We gotta suppress this as much as possible. And the rest of you, whether you know it or not, will assist. Yeah. Just because I talk boxing, music, kung fu movies on this channel don't mean I ain't prepared to fight. Bear that in mind. Because the battle is on. You just have to decide what side and what you're fighting for. Yeah, you. What you fighting for? Make your mind up. Oh, I forgot. In order to make proper decisions, the mind must function. not malfunction, not dysfunction. And being inebriated and under the influence and high to the sky eliminates you. Yeah. Because you're already serving a different master. The master of entrapment, enslavement. That's right. I said it. What I say comes with purpose. It's Sunday morning. Most probably didn't realize they'd walk into this stream and get this type of message. I've always said you can learn from a baby. When a baby's born into this world, it can't speak. It can't tell you what's wrong or what it needs. You have to learn the process of interacting and dealing and nurturing a baby. Now, what's wrong with you and your adult, adolescent, grown ass? That you come around here and can't even show the proper type of support. But you're here, like a baby. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that Stormybman ain't got no satisfiers for you, huh? But I got some steel-toed boots, and I know just where to place them, huh? Yeah. Yeah. That, more than satisfiers or Similac, is what you need. That's what's wrong with you. By the way, Similac. Think about that word for a moment. Some of you raised your families on that mess. Similac. The root of what? Simulated lacking. What is it simulating? And what is it lacking? But you're putting it into your children. Your children. Some of you went crazy when the government started cutting back. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to get my babies Similac. I'm here to tell you, huh? You 403s out there. That's what they call y'all now, right? Just a few years ago, it was thoughts. Now it's 403s. Well, whatever. Tomorrow, it'll be another name, but it's all the same. Huh? Jezebels. Those little trinkets that hang and dangle from your chest. That's where the baby's nourishment is supposed to come from, naturally. And if you eat properly, proper nutrition, not being raised on Popeyes, McDonald's, and JJ's fish fry. Fresh fruits, vegetables in your body. Water as clean as you can get it, because they've contaminated everything around us now. We'll all die a slow or quick death as a result of it. But that's what they for. Not Similac. I'm going to pose a question to anyone in the chat. And I want you guys to really consider your answer before you put the number in the chat. If you think that them folks raise their children on Similac, put a 1 in the chat. Shout out to Champside. If you think they do not, put a 2 in the chat. I'll wait. Salute to my brother Drew Titan out there, LLC. What's good with you, bro? BBG, what's good? Now, just to make it clear, because I see the numbers starting to come in, I said, do you think those people raise their children on Similac? Put a 1 in the chat for that. And if they don't, put a 2 in the chat. Now, we're talking about as a whole. We know that there are... excuse me. We know that there are some who have, just like there are some brothers and sisters out here who are on the level. But they like to portray you like you're not. So think about it in terms of that. Now, I want to tell you something. It wasn't designed to help you. Just like GMOs were not designed to help you. God made a fig tree. You can go to that tree and get figs. Nuts, berries, almonds, beans, greens, fruit. But GMOs, that stuff is from the labs, man. Similac. Simmer like the real, but it ain't, 'cause it lacks what God put there for you. Yeah, how about that, huh? Why is it that the things that you need in life are so expensive? And the stuff that you really don't need is made readily available to you. Temptation. You see my shirt I got on today? Purpose. In case you can't read, yeah. But you won't buy them, though. You won't buy them. You know why? Because you don't support. You don't support. Salute to Shower out there in that Cash App. She says, for the chaos repellent. Thank you, Shower. God bless you, sister. I appreciate that. Yeah. The chaos repellent. Huh? You see? And I was just talking about when someone supports. There's a ton of ways to support and show support rather than just peeping through the blinds and the bushes. Trekking near 100 views now, 26 concurrent viewers, and only 36 likes. I must be Nostradamus. Yeah, I told you about them, didn't I? Did I not speak on them? And they gathered around like moth to flame. Yeah, they're here. They're here. Yeah, you. We had a few more come into the building. Jelly Bean 4280, what's good with you? Lewis Hinton in the building. BBG. Hakeem El Moro. Mangus Allen. D. Davis. Welcome, everyone. I be watching even when y'all think I'm not. Just like those that think they be watching me. But they not. You can watch me all you want, but you'll never see me. How about that? An old saying, they have eyes, but they cannot see. They have sight, but no vision. Some of y'all are wondering like, oh, he's not even talking about boxing. But I'm talking about a fight. A bigger fight than any of you realize that you're in. Huh? A fight for your spirit, your soul. Some of you care and some of you don't. Yeah. So why should I? I released a video yesterday, my personal film review. George Foreman movie. Some of you may have watched the video. Why? I don't know. Just like you don't know. Some of you just do shit. Oh, I'm supposed to pick my ass. Oh, why are you doing that? It felt good. Oh, wow. We're symbolically at the 80-20 rule, huh? 80 views, 20 current viewers, huh? 39 likes. Boy, y'all are showing the signs and symbols of this society big time. It's just right here in front of my face. Amazing. 80-20. Opulent LD, salute to you. Be safe out there on the streets, bro. Geo James, see you. Let's do you all a favor and open up those phone lines and see what's happening. We'll see how many of the 20 want to participate, because the 80, you can forget about it. Well, 704 Joe, since Smoking Joe is your all-time favorite, maybe I'll leave that up there for the rest of the show. Huh? Because as I've said on many occasions, you always got to open your mouth and say certain things. Huh? You can't just take in the lessons. No, you got to challenge everything. So, he gets smashed, huh? And each and every time that you see it, it's like it don't get better, huh? Nobody's jumping in to save Smoking Joe, huh? Nobody is waving it off and giving some. No, the ref let it go on until he couldn't take no more, huh? Yeah, and guess what? That's in the movie too, huh? Almost blow for blow. Yeah! Down goes Frazier. 704 Joe. Yeah. Y'all see how 704 Joe likes to come out here and stir the pot with Stormy? But Stormy got, man, I got shooters everywhere, huh? What he thought coming up in here with me, huh? What he thought? You know? Come up in here. Is 704 still out there? Or did I miss? Yeah. You see? Huh? Coming out there, messing with me. Huh? Yeah. Oh, there's a 704. There's a 704 Joe sighting right there. So he's not gone. What the hell? How'd this go all the way up there like that? I'm looking at my little scene set up here. Hold on. I'm having some technical issues here for a moment here. Forgive me whoever was calling, because I had something going on my screen that I couldn't get off. You can call back. I was having a problem here with my, boy, I tell you. Something got moved around on my screen that wasn't supposed to move. And I have to straighten this out before I answer the call. Okay, we got 706 in the building. Welcome to the show. Who's calling? What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, Stormy, man? It's King Bunny, man. Just wanted to call in because anybody want to call in or not. But what's the topic?
It's open. It's open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's open.
Okay.
Because I started off in my venerable preaching mode this morning because we got a lot of people out here that don't want to show authentic support. So that's what I started off talking about, but that doesn't have to be the nature of the conversation for whoever calls. So we can call according to what you might want to talk about.
Okay.
So the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I won't be too long-winded, but I say first off, I will express my excitement for Deontay Wilder and AJ. Hoo-ha, it's been a long time coming. I'm glad that's gonna happen. Bud and Errol, it's crazy that they letting that go cold, but whatever. I'm not even really interested in that as much as I was. I ain't mad at the fight I buy still, but I don't really want to chop on that too much. Let me think, what's the name? Tank and Devin. I really want that fight like next, but if not, I won't be mad at Tank versus Shakur. Because I believe, we got to the end of the year, man. I don't want Dev to hang around. You know what I'm saying? And I would really want to be mad about either Devin and Devin or Shakur or Frank, man, or Frank and Tank. None of that. I'm not want to be mad at any of these fights, but I need the good fights. I'm at my wits end with supporting lackluster fights, man, because everybody good, but you fighting people that I don't feel like I should pay for. This is some free TV stuff, like Rolly. I'm speaking on Tank, like Rolly and I say Rolly was that probably could have been pay per view, but him and Ryan, that was some TV stuff. They made money, but it's like we all knew, like Ryan wasn't gonna be good, man. It's like all these good fighters, man, like. That's not what Floyd was about. Floyd wasn't a fight about like cherry picking and just robbing the fans. Like he say he robbing the bank now, but shoot, he fought everybody. That's one thing you can't say about Floyd, that he didn't fight. No, Floyd fought everybody. Tank is not fighting everybody. He's not saying he can't, but he hasn't. And that it just irritates me that he getting all this praise like he is, and he, it's like, no, bro, he is great like that, but he is not fighting anybody. Even when he was with Floyd, it was still like Floyd putting him in there with some soft touches. Like, bro, get in there with the people in your division who really the head busters of your division. Like, get in there with the people you're supposed to get in there with. Man, I can't. It's frustrating. But what I can say is I will not support anything other than great fights from anybody. I don't care who it is. And the only person that hasn't given me great fights that I can support is Tank. That is pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's really, I just wanted to cover everything. So how you feel like anything I said?
Yeah, well, listen. Floyd has fooled many of you, and he's still continuing to do it. He did it in his career. Once he was able to defeat Oscar De La Hoya and take that so-called face of boxing away from De La Hoya, because De La Hoya was the golden boy at that time, and Floyd did fight quality opposition up until that point. Then he realized and made a switch to maximize his profits and minimize his threats. Now, I can't say he did a bad thing, because look at how he turned out financially. But he also left a serious impact on the sport that tainted the aspirations of youth coming up behind him. Remember, there was a time when the youth coming up behind Ali aspired toward his greatness. They wanted to fight like him. They wanted to be tough and brash like him, and bold and cocky and talk like him. But they train hard. They try to emulate that. It wasn't about Ali's money. And Ali made it possible for Floyd to get the money that he got. A lot of people don't realize that. But athletic purses grew after Ali came. into sport. So think about it. What are you emulating? Tank's career is being based on what Floyd's second part of his career was. His entire career. Not to be the best, but to be marketed and gain the greatest profits. And you who are fools to go out and spend 1.2 million buys for a guy that everybody knew he was going to wipe the floor with. Who's the fool? I will just ask that question. And for those who want to get offended behind that, don't forget, some of them bet hundreds of thousands of dollars on Ryan. Who's the fool? Again, as I say these things, you had men who look like you, who look like me, going into that young man's locker room and everything before the fight, telling any microphone that got shoved in front of their face, I'm with Ryan, blah, 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 blah. Where is the boxing ring IQ for these fools? Where are they? Because today they're quiet, huh? But let me take you back a couple of years ago. There was a little guy who said about Earl Spence, I see something. I want to fight him. I can beat him. And they were pumping him up and yeah, Mikey, go in there and beat Earl Spence. Show him who's boss, huh? And even Sugar Ray Leonard came out and said, when they asked, who you think, Sugar Ray? Oh, I'm going with Mikey. Why? Because he's Mikey. What the hell happened to Mikey, huh? After that loss, for about 12 months, he disappeared off the map, didn't he? He didn't do interviews. You couldn't see him at the grocery store, Home Depot, nothing. Mikey was incognito, huh? He was probably everywhere. Had that hat on and them fake glasses with the fake nose. That was Mikey. Yeah. Huh? Recovering from wounds of an ass whooping and embarrassment because he didn't really see what he told y'all he saw. But he got paid. Just like Ryan got paid. The wounds heal easier when you get paid like these fools get paid. But by no means misconstrue the fact that this is a game for y'all. If I were to tell people, don't buy that, don't buy it, don't pay for that, don't watch that. Do you know how they would come for me? Do you know how they would like, this guy, take him off the air, this and that. This is a great fight and this and that. Well, when you saw it, what happened? Everybody say the boy quit, didn't they? Everybody say the boy quit. But he was on the canvas, huh? More than once, huh? And he was on the canvas against a guy who couldn't punch just a couple fights ago, right? So, where's the common sense at? Where is the ring IQ at? What are you looking at? Are you ready to shell out another $85? Huh? You can buy a bundle of Stormybman merchandise over here for $85. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs. Yeah! Huh? Good stuff that you can wear proudly, like this one I got on today. Huh? And you can go out there and people say, well, Stormybman, what's that? Oh, yeah, that looks nice. Let me get me one of those. Where'd you get it? That's good commerce. What you saw last weekend, that wasn't good commerce. It was a circus, and you paid for it. Yeah. And who's laughing and running to the bank? Tank and Floyd. Huh? Yeah. Gotcha, bitch. Yeah. See, when I put it to you like that, it don't sound good, do it? It sounds a little like abrasive. It sounds like offensive. But what you offended for? Did you buy? Huh? Did you root for Rye? Huh? Now you gotta cry. Yeah! Because this is what they do to you. Huh? If you were paying for Tank versus Devin or Tank versus Lomo, that would be something worth the value because that's what it should have been. But they keep telling you, selling you snake oil. I mentioned it in my video where I talked about Golden Boy and they snake oil. But if you think Floyd ain't on that, listen, I know these Floyd supporters out there. There's people that think about Floyd like ain't no other boxer in history exists before him. He's the god of boxing to them. It's a shame. Huh? Because they're going to continue to run into that wall and wonder why they got a headache. That's real spill, bro.
That's right. Absolutely. How you feel about what's the word? How you feel about that? I'm just rambling. How you feel about that Devin and Loma fight? Because Knockout made some good points saying that Devin got to win, like he damn got to get a knockout because top rank trying to get them belts off of him before he move up. They ain't gonna give him a rematch. So how you feel about that fight?
I feel Devin is gonna do what he got to do to try to get victory in that fight. But when you handicap a fight like that by saying that Top Rank don't want him to leave with the belts and all of that, Vasily Lomachenko still got to beat him. He got to beat him. And I have to say, for years now, not just because we're here now at the doorstep, the consensus has always been that Vasily was running from him, right? Oh, he didn't want to fight that young guy. He ain't want none of that smoke from that guy. And that was before he had a belt. So why now has it changed? Do you see how the PTB manipulates people's mindset?
Yeah.
That man went over in Australia, took less money, took all of the heat of everything that they could do to be disrespectful for him and everything amongst the ideology that many people said, don't do it. Don't go over there under those auspices. Don't let them do that to you. And he still came out victorious. Now, who is the man? Seriously, who is the man? Did Vasily go to someone's backyard under all those kind of conditions and everything and do something great? Hell no. He made y'all think that he was over there fighting in the conflict.
Right.
And he wasn't. So, how does he get off the hook, but all the pressure get put on Devin? Remember what I said just a moment ago about ring IQ and boxing smarts?
Right.
Think about this. On what planet is Vasily Lomachenko so great that Bob Arum puts him up there with Muhammad Ali and all of that? He ain't better than Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah, just imagination.
You see what I'm saying? But it's amazing what complexion can do for a person, huh? Amazing. Because yours don't matter. No matter how good you are. And remember, your parents, grandparents, they always told everyone that came before you, you gotta be twice as good, 3 times as good to compete with them. That was bull crap. If you're good, you're good. Huh? That's why they try to keep you out. Because you're damn good. Some of you are good without even practicing. Remember Allen Iverson? Practice. We're talking about practice. You see what I'm saying? So there's truth in my words out here. Don't let it be misconstrued. Don't let the PTB fool you. Vasily Lomachenko tried to do everything he could to push this fight later into the year because Devin Haney wanted to vacate and go up to the next weight class if he didn't get the fight with this guy. So when they realized that the game he wanted to play, and Ramadan and all of that Dev had to deal with, but let me say this. If Dev comes out on top, where they gonna go? What excuses will they make? And I don't want to hear that shit about he done got old and all of that, huh? Because if they didn't want to talk about him being old against Ortiz, they better not talk about him being old against Devin Haney.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one guy is better than the other, huh? And what you all should be clamoring for is this. When Dev beats this guy, that you want to see the rest of them lined up. Because Devin is the type of fighter that'll fight these guys. He already put it out there. Him and his dad said that for the rest of 2023, they're going to be right at 135. Now, there are people out there that believe, oh, he got trouble making the weight and all of this. Not if he keeps his weight at a certain limit and everything, that when he goes into training, it's not about cutting so much of body fat and all of that. It's a way of life. And if he's targeted to be there for the rest of the year, you have to understand that they've already put that in their mind.
Right.
His walk around needs to be at a certain point so he can make the camps and train with no problem. Remember, when he fought Kambosos, he had breaks in between the fights, but he went up like some of the young guys do, and they have to cut down. But when you're disciplined and you know where you're going to be and you know what's on the horizon for you, you've got to kind of got it mapped out. You stay. There's a discipline that you have to add in there.
Okay, so the fact that he was gaining more weight in the Kambosos fight is why he was looking as drawn in as he did in the weigh-in. But if he stayed as disciplined with his weight, it won't be as bad. Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm just
the old fighters used to always stay within 10 to 15 pounds of their fighting weight. That was discipline. So when they go into camp to train, the focus is on the opponent, their strategies and tactics and techniques and all of that. You make weight and you go on about what you're doing. But remember, we're living in different times where these guys are using supplements and all of that stuff, but that's an easy track to just doing what you want to do. Remember, discipline has to deal with doing what you don't want to do.
Right.
Think about it. My doctor told me recently that I had to do some things, and I didn't want to do them, but I did them, and I saw the immediate results right away because I had the discipline to make the change. Now, I always knew that I needed to do certain things, but it's like, it's a decision. It's conscious. And when you're able to maintain that type of grip on things, you can kind of see your way through where you're going. But without discipline, everything comes in. Everything knocks you off your kilter. And now you like, oh, and then now it's the finger pointing now, my nutritionist, this person, that person, my weight trainer, and this and that. Hey, there was a time when a boxer used to go to the ring. He had his cut man, he had his trainer, he had a guy carrying the bucket, and that was it. They didn't have guys in the camp. Oh, that's my nutritionist. That's my this is my weight trainer, and this is the conditioning coach, and all of that. What? No wonder you don't want to fight too much, because you're paying all these people. For what? You got a man that wake you up to get up and go run? Oh, I forgot. A lot of these guys don't run no more. You got a guy to wake you up or take you to the club and bring you home from the club? Oh, some of them get in trouble and they be in the police blotter, a shootout at the club, and so was there, and this and that. See, you see what I'm saying? All of this foolishness.
Right.
And then they don't want to get in the ring and fight nobody.
Yeah.
See, I'll tell you things that ain't nobody really want to say and talk about because it ain't popular. Damn popularity. Huh?
Right.
Where's the professionalism at? The professionals get in there and do what they got to do. They take it on the chin. If they lose one or it's a setback, they get right back on that horse and they get right back in the fray. Some guys have fought rematches 2 or 3 times in a year. Not these dudes. Vasily Lomachenko ain't fought neither of the guys he lost to. Heavy. And ain't nobody talking about it either, are they? The PTB don't talk about that. They even erase it, huh? They erase it. But they make a big stink because Linares hit Devin with a punch that wobbled him. He didn't even touch the canvas. And he won the fight unanimously. But that's all they talk about. Oh, he ain't got no chin. I thought not having a chin means that you buckle down and you go down and you can't get up and can't recover from shots. That's what I've known not having a chin to mean. You get caught right, anybody can wobble. Look at Joe Frazier taking these punches from George Foreman right now. And George Foreman at that time was one of the most devastating punchers in the history of heavyweight division. And guess what? George had to knock him down like 7 times with the way that he punches. So does that mean that Joe Frazier didn't have a chin?
Not at all.
You see the foolishness that they put out there for you?
Yeah.
This is foolishness. Yeah. But as I said earlier, where's the IQ? You got fighters out here putting hundreds of thousands of dollars on Ryan Garcia against Tank.
It tripped me out because they actually were talking Ryan up like he was a threat, man. It's like, who is this dude y'all creating, bro? Like, this is Tank versus Ryan, the same Ryan who, like, he ain't did nothing in the division, bro. Like, why is y'all trying to...
The guy had fights on the table that he could have fought. Then he had lies that he put out through the media. Remember the Pacquiao lie and all of this other stuff? And he had the emotional problem. Oh, I got, I'm mentally, I need some help or whatever. All of that kind of stuff. And he should have been in the ring training and in the ring fighting. In the meantime, Tank is knocking out this one, that one, the next one. You understand? And then they tell him, oh, wait till I get in there. Well, Ryan got a great left hook. He never even hit Tank with the left hook.
Right.
And Tank told him, you ain't going to hit me with that.
Right. Right. Yeah, Queen 701 had made a good point, man. She was saying, like, all his social media following really boosted those numbers like that. And that made sense because Brian ain't did nothing. Nobody don't know Brian like that.
Well, that's why you got Jake Paul, the same thing. Those guys, they're not fighters, man, but they got all of that support and everything. And this is the society that we live in now. Huh? You got women who could get on a TikTok video and twerk their booty and get 1-point-something million views. That don't mean she a good person. That don't mean she's nice. That don't mean that she's a great mom or whatever. That's just a show. You understand? And people big them up. Remember Bad Baby, who was on Dr. Phil? She got popular off of that foolishness that she was talking on that show. And people were like, oh, and it's like, really? Idolatry is ridiculous in this society, especially in this country. I've watched real fighters. When y'all was talking about the Tank fight and what's coming up, I watched Joe Cordina fight Shav Rakhimov in a great fight between 2 featherweights. One guy had the typical brawling come ahead style. That was Shav. And Joe Cordina had the boxer puncher style. Move, give you angles, fire those good shots. Great fight between the 2 men. I'm really the only guy that covered the shit, aside from some UK people. But I talked about that fight. A good fight. About a month ago, there was a great super middleweight fight between Cordova and Mabili. And I talked about that fight. It was in Canada. And Mabili won that fight after being rocked around that ring and everything. And Cordova took hellacious shots from Mabili. And I was like, watch these 2 guys because they're in the super middleweight division. Ain't nobody talking about them. And I know damn certain that Mabili, who came out of the fight as the number one contender for one of the belts. I was like, Canelo is not going to fight those guys. To hell with Benavidez and Morrell and Andre. He ain't going to fight that guy because that guy will brutalize him. And guess what? He might brutalize those other 3 guys that I just named because everybody talking about them because they beating up on nobodies and nobody's looking at who's really out there. Stop looking at what they put in front of your face and tell you, oh, this is what you should be seeing. See the glitter, see the stars, see the glitz. Not Stormy B, man.
I'm thinking, man, they gonna mess boxing all the way up, man, with all these little
boxing
fights,
is messed up, bro. It is messed up, which is why, again, I can tell you right now, we got, let me go to my page, 104 views, 20 current viewers, 48 likes on this channel. So you mean to tell me over 70 people don't like what I'm talking about, but they watching me? Who the damn fool? Who?
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying, you heard Blue Blood Sports TV say this, facts over feelings. That's what I'm speaking here. And somebody listening, but they not hearing me. It's 2 different things. They'll listen because they want drama. They want to see if they can get talking points. They even want to see if they could get something to come back and be like, this guy don't know what he talking about. But you can slap it up on the wall and it's going to stick because it's real. Ain't no ish here. It's the real deal. And I'm not emotionally involved. You can't say, well, Stormy loves that guy. Or no, I'm talking boxing. I'm telling you. I just dropped names that ain't nobody talking about, didn't I?
Yeah. Yep.
That's all I'm saying, brother.
OG ain't gonna try to line up, man. You already know I enjoy speaking to you, man. There's always a wealth of knowledge when I talk to you, man. I thank you for your platform. Thank you for allowing me to give my speak my piece, man. I'm gonna jump back in the chat and have a beautiful day, brother. And peace to everybody in the chat, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Great first call there. Great first call, man. Great first call. Woke. What's good? Antonio MMA, I see you out there. Y'all see that comment by Antonio MMA? He says, I'm 135. I walk around at 150, 153. Yeah. Yep. Y'all see me drinking out my Stormybman coffee mug. But no, you don't want to get none. Antonio, he doesn't have weight issues. He just has blown up too much because he's enjoyed himself. Remember, I said the whole thing about discipline is not being able to enjoy yourself. Huh? I'd like to go out and shake my groove thing and have the, wherewithal of enjoying the life of luxury, but no, you can't do that. When you have responsibility and everything, you can't be doing all of that stuff, so you got to be disciplined. You can fall off the wagon, but you don't stay off the wagon. But again, like I said, the reality is a lot of it comes down to the individuals. If they can't be disciplined, the coaches and trainers can't make them. There has to be a desire there. I ain't seen 704 Joe write in the chat in a while. He must didn't like the fact that I left Joe Frazier being pummeling up there on the screen. But I told him that I would do that. I'll leave that especially for him. And since he ain't wrote in the chat a while, I'll check Michael Moore. Oh, there's 704 Joe. There he is. I'm just messing with you, 704 Joe, man. I'm just messing with you. Yeah. those little mad emojis are cracking me up, man. Yeah. Hey, man. Look at this. Big George, 15 years later, still knocking them dead. Michael Moore said that was a lucky punch. Mm-hmm. Very lucky. Y'all see that punch? You see Michael Moore's reaction to it? Now think about how great Ali was. Think about that against that same man who, when he was 24 years old, was fighting Ali, who was 32. Huh? Put things in a proper perspective. You think Tyson Fury could get up from that? I don't think he could. I don't care how much, extra stuff he have coursing through his veins and whatever he's got in his gloves or not in his gloves and all of that other stuff. Foolishness, huh? Elbow injections. George issued out chin injections, and that was the result of it right there, huh? Go to sleep. Sing the lullaby for Michael Moore right there. Still in denial to this day, huh? Still in denial. Man. Come on, somebody try to call while I have my other caller on. Call on back now. The line is free. You get mad. I told you before I can't call when there's other calls. You know what I mean? I can't answer the call. I don't have it like that, Stormy already have bad, dealings with trying to make what you see work. Huh? Why are you trying to put extra stress on a brother? Foolishness. Salute to Ashley's Corner out there. I see you. What's going on with you, Ashley? Good to see you out there. Shoot, Ashley, you can call in if you want to. You always talk some good boxing. Call on in, sister. King Vonnie, he didn't only throw it hard, he threw it accurate, straight through the guy's guard. Straight right hand, right down the pipe. You have to see the sequences before that. He was throwing wide left hooks to make Michael Moore lean over toward the right hand. And he threw a 1-2 where he just touched him and he didn't move. So when he threw it a second time, he put some meat on the shot and pushed it straight through the guard. Okay, we got 214 in the building. Welcome to the show. Who's calling? What's on your mind?
704 Joe.
There he is.
Home of welterweight champion of the world.
Yeah, when that dude gonna get back in the ring, man?
Oh man, that's the thing, man. I mean, I'm a fan of boxing first. I'm also a supporter of Earl, man. You know, he got to come on with it. That's why I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it.
No, I ain't talking about anybody specific. I just saying when he gonna get back in the ring. He been out of the ring so long. I thought he was getting ready to do a retirement tour.
Nah, when the truth is told, Stormy, I got to tell it. I got to support him. I can't support that. I support him, but I can't support that. Him not fighting. I can't, I can't do that. I can't do that, man.
Yeah.
But why you do my man Joe like that, man? That's my favorite. That's my favorite, man. You could have used Ron Lyle or somebody, man. You could have used somebody else, man. You didn't have to use Joe Frazier, man.
I actually don't have my Ron Lyle clip ready to go, but I got McKen Norton clip. I got my Joe Frazier clip, and then I got one more Jerry Cooney, and then of course the Michael Moore clip up there. But no, I didn't intend to just have Joe up there for so long. It's just that when I took the call, I wasn't thinking about taking it down. But that's why I switched to Michael Moore now. I kind of like the Michael Moore knockout better because that guy is still in denial all these years later that George got lucky with his punch. Teddy Atlas was telling him for rounds before, stop moving to your left because George is trying to set you up with his right. And Michael Moore kept moving toward that right side for George, and got his head knocked off and lost his championship of the world.
Yeah, I think you brought up this clip one time. It was an older man. He was probably in his 60s. And this young dude got in the ring with him, and that old dude put it on him.
Yeah, man. That was, yeah. Listen.
That was Mike, man. He underestimated the old man. He underestimated the man. He did it. He did, man. He did.
Man, when that's just like a professional fighter in his advanced age. You could take someone like, we got Freddie Pendleton, who's on Drew Titan's show on Sunday nights. Freddie Pendleton is a little older, and if somebody on the street try to get into something with him, they could get knocked out or even killed by that guy because he's been trained. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't underestimate people, but it happens. It happens.
He'll be a professional for the rest of his life. He may not fight, but he's still a professional fighter for the rest of his life, man.
Eddie Futch knocked someone out at the age of 70 plus in the parking lot. The guy was trying to argue with him over a parking spot, and he tried to run up on Eddie Futch, and Eddie Futch hit him with a jab right on his jaw and knocked the dude cold.
Yeah.
In a parking lot.
They got a new clip of George Foreman, man. He hitting the heavy bag. Have you seen that one? 74, 75 hitting the heavy bag. Have you seen that new clip?
Listen, man, let me tell you something. I saw it when it was live. You understand? That's how old I am. George Foreman used to leave bags in the gym look like they've been carved with a C in them from his imprint of punching power. He used to leave an indentation where the bag looked like a C, had been carved into it. And when he was training in Zaire, Africa, that bag would be hanging in the gym after his workouts, and Muhammad Ali, who trained in the same gym, they just trained at different hours, had to come in there and look at that bag that George put an indentation in. And they say Ali stopped looking at the bag because it can mess with you psychologically. You looking at this guy's leaving an indentation in the bag. George Foreman is the only fighter to do that.
I never seen anybody hit the heavy bag like him. Never. I have not with that power, man. And I've seen a lot. I want to ask you about your situation, how you see the Ali fight he had with Ali. I'm thinking, and this is my opinion, if he just wouldn't have punched so much and would have took it to the center of the ring, he would have won the fight. I think he would have won the fight. I think he lost that fight more than Ali won it.
He lost that fight for a number of reasons, but the strategy, if I were in his corner, now we're years removed from when it actually happened, but with the knowledge that I have today, going into that fight, the strategy for George should have been to just try to box Ali early, because Ali would have used more energy himself by trying to stay away and this and that, because Ali liked to dance around the ring and be on his toes. But on that night in that particular ring, it was not going to be fruitful for him because, one, the ring was a little spongy, which is bad on guys who have that type of mobility. Two, George was very good at cutting off the ring. So if George would have just been operating behind a heavy punching jab, Ali would have had to try to box with him, but George would have been in a greater place because as the fight went on, he can start turning up the fury of trying to get him out of there from middle to later rounds. Remember, back then they were scheduled for 15. So he didn't have to blow himself out like that. But it was like he was so enraged, the Ali Boumaier chants, all of that stuff really got to him mentally. Ali's mouth got to him. Even when they came together for the fighters' instructions with the referee, Ali was still talking to him before the first bell. He was like, "Ooh, sucker, you shouldn't have showed up here. You hear these people yelling?" He's like, "We got you here tonight. We gonna get you." Huh? And George was just, if you look at how George was looking at Ali, he was kind of biting his bottom lip. He was like, really like, I'm going to kill this dude. So he was psyched out. He was psyched out.
I think George beat himself that night, man. My opinion. I got one more question. Stormy, is there a difference between the Philly shell and the shoulder roll? Is there a difference that's just part of the Philly shell?
Yes, there is a difference.
Okay. Explain.
And then there's also a difference between the crab defense.
Okay.
Because the crab defense you would have seen used by guys like Archie Moore, who also taught it to George Foreman in his second career. George used the cross-arm crab defense in his second career. Ken Norton used a little bit of version of the crab defense. Ken Norton. And then guys like Georgie Benton, when he fought, he used the Philly shell. Bernard Hopkins used a bit of the Philly shell. And then the shoulder roll was kind of like something that you would see from the Mayweathers, especially Floyd Sr., because and Bernard Hopkins used a little bit of that as well, because the shoulder roll is where you are tucking your chin beneath your shoulder, tucked into the lining of your shoulder with your right glove, because we're speaking as if you're a orthodox fighter, with your right glove near your chin, right in front of your chin or off to the side of your chin, but your chin is tucked in, and you use that shoulder with your elbow tucked close to your rib cage, and your glove should be near your forearm. Your left hand, your glove should be near your forearm. So when you when shots are coming, you can turn that shoulder with your chin is already tucked and you've got that glove that's near your chin. You can stop a punch coming up high, or if a hook is coming off to the side, you can turn the opposite way and put that glove near your temple. And this is how you stay tight. But see, remember, you got guys that just drop the left and turn and they think they doing a Philly shell. It's not that simple, but it's a defensive posture and technique, but you don't fight the whole fight that way. But you're able to do that when you get within punching distance, and you can take care of yourself that way. You see what I'm saying? But the way that it's taught, it's not taught properly. And if you have a guy like Floyd Mayweather Sr., he can teach you that, but it's not easy. And you have to practice it. But you practice it with you do what's the word I'm looking for? You have to go through routines of being able to protect yourself and use these subtle movements and things like that. But you don't fight a fight like that. You can utilize it within a fight, but you don't fight the fight that way. See? And there's a lot being left off for those.
Okay, man. I'm enjoying the show. I'm just sitting back listening to the Stormybman live call-in show.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And you know what? It's like when you have someone to teach you things, because this is why you want trainers who can teach you how to defeat styles. Not a trainer that, oh, he's a great trainer because he could get you in physically good shape or whatever, and this, or he's a good trainer because he can amp you up and cheerlead you through something. You want someone who can teach you. Why am I doing this? Why should I not do that? What happens when this happens? How should I deal with this or that? Because everybody feels the same. It's just that how you handle what you're experiencing. And for someone who can pull you through, they can take you to a place of where you can do better, get better, and have you can have success off of that. But you have to believe in what they're teaching you and everything. See, George Foreman, Archie Moore was there in his early career, and George wasn't using the cross-arm crab defense. He wasn't. But when he came back in his second career, you know, George lifted weights and his arms got really big.
Right.
And so he could cover his body better with the bigger arms. I was surprised at how big George got his arms to be when he came back. It was like, you know, but he was always a country strong man. So it's like he just put on a little bit of bulk on his arms to help protect his body.
Like you say, Stormy B, a toothpick in a towel don't make you a trainer.
No, it don't. And you know, and a pair of those punching mitts, it don't make you a trainer. Don't make you a trainer. That's like I talk about guys leaning over to the right all the time now. If you're an orthodox fighter, leaning over to the right, leaning over to the right. Do you know when you lean over to the right, you're really in a position to get hit with a shot that you don't see, especially if a guy knows how to come over the top or follow you when you do that movement. That's why trainers who teach their fighters how to slip punches on the outside, if you're orthodox, move your head to the left. Because if you could give them that look, you could come back with a punch off of that, or you could come under that and roll under, or bob and weave under. But it's like guys who just move one way. It's kind of bad. But these are subtle techniques that you don't see being taught to guys anymore.
They cheerleaders. Stormy B, they become cheerleaders. You can knock them out.
Well, they're lazy. They're lazy. You know, they're lazy. I listened to Joe Gooson's sound bites when I watched the epilogue of the Tank Davis fight on All Access, I listened to what he was telling Ryan, and I just laughed at the TV screen. I was like, whoa, that's a shitload of nothing that he's saying right there. I'm like, I can't believe I've given you better instructions and directions and explanations of boxing in the past 10 minutes than that guy did for the whole damn fight for Ryan Garcia, and he getting paid.
I laughed when Goosen said, you don't train him, you just listen to him because he's so smart. I said, man, get out of here with that, man. If you're a trainer, you're there to teach.
Listen, man. Hey, once again, that lets you know that the guy don't know what he's talking about. And anybody else out there that want to be trained, what should they do? Pass his ass up, huh? Because this is what I'm telling you. I don't say this to be insulting to Joe Goosen. Seriously, what did you gain out of that? What if he had said some profound things and Ryan was incapable of doing it and things of that nature? Then hats off. You could say that, but that's not what happened. He really didn't know what to tell the kid. Listen, one of the first things I would have did with Ryan, getting him in the gym to train, was insist that he train with a tennis ball under his chin. How about that? How about that?
Yeah.
A tennis ball under your chin, meaning that you have to hold your head a certain kind of way to keep that tennis ball trapped in the cradle of your chest and your chin, right?
Right.
Now, you tell him, shadow box around the ring. Give me 10 rounds of shadow boxing with that tennis ball. Now, when you finish the 10 rounds of that, I want 8 rounds on the heavy bag with that. Huh? Keep that tennis ball ticked on there. And we're doing this every single day. Even the days that he spars. We're doing it every single day. Huh? The only time he don't have the tennis ball is when he's doing the other exercises or if he's punching the speed bag. But if he's punching that little floppy bag that he likes to punch where he's standing up there and the bag swings, the one that's mounted from the floor with the stick on it, and he's punching that, he got to have the tennis ball under his chin. How about that?
That's cool. I got one more question. As long as you keep me on, long questions.
No, but listen, what did I just give you? What did I just give you? I want you to acknowledge that. Because Joe Goosen sure as hell didn't do it, did he?
No, sir. He said he was so smart, he was just taking instructions from his trainer. From his fighter. You don't train him, you work with him. That's how smart he said he was. I would have said, no, I don't need you, man. I need somebody who can teach me and train me, man. That's what I would say. But I got one more question, Stormy. Fighters fighting once a year. That's I don't like it. It's crazy. How often do you think a boxer should fight? Even if he's champion, how often do you think he should fight? A year.
I think if a world champion should fight in today's era, he should fight a minimum of 4 times a year. Now, understand how that breaks down. Because some fighters go away to camps. Some of their camps can be 12 weeks or whatever. But if you're fighting frequently, you don't have to have as long training camps because you're fighting frequently. That means you're staying into closer shape. You're keeping your your sharpness, huh? You're staying within your rhythm and everything like that. The other thing is this: when fighters have easy fights, I ain't talking about the opponent was easy, but like you fought a 3-rounder, you knocked the guy out in 3 rounds. You need to get back in there within a certain amount of time so you could keep that timing. You understand? That's how. Remember when Mike Tyson was fighting? Like one year he fought like 15 times. Okay, but the thing about it was when you get to that 12th or 13th or 14th fight, he is so on that guys can't staying there with him because he's been working. Now, of course, guys like to have lives and family and stuff like this, which is why I said the camps can be shorter, but you're staying in more shape. You have less sparring because you're fighting more frequently. Your timing is there. But if you're not doing those things, if you're blowing up out of shape, out of weight, then yeah, you need a longer camp to prep and everything. Sugar Ray Robinson and those guys, dude, they were fighting 8 times a year, 9, 10 times a year. Sometimes, one time, Sugar Ray Robinson fought 5 times in the month of December. Dude, what the hell? It's like crazy.
Yeah. Stormy, we won't ever see contenders and champions fight 4 times in 1 year. We won't ever see that again.
Well, guess what? They don't deserve to be on that Mount Rushmore of fighters in history either.
I agree.
So stop putting them up there. Stop putting them up there, because you guys will go out there and talk about the guy like he's the next best thing since sliced bread, and he ain't done a damn thing because all of his matchmaking has been catered and curved toward his success. No challenges on the way where he met a challenge, had to overcome, had to come from behind to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, or to go in there and show that he wants it more than the other guy because the other guy is trying to take it from him. You don't see those kind of fights today because the matchmakers are afraid to make those matches because these guys don't want to fight those kind of fights. But they'll get on social media and they'll talk about other guys and everything and all of that, and they get 100,000 views on their Instagrams and stuff because they made a comment or whatever. That, man, to hell with that foolishness. I'm old school. If you're gonna fight, you're gonna fight. Anything else, just shut the hell up. And I'll tell you this, I don't want to follow fighters around and see what they doing in their regular everyday life. I want to know who they fighting, what's the fight date, when the fight camps start, when is, that's what I want to know. I don't want to know that, oh, he was out on the red carpet last night with so-and-so. And this, I don't care about that. I'm busy doing my thing in life. I don't care about that. But when he getting ready to fight, I'm like, okay, let me get ready. You understand? So it's like, you got to put it in proper perspective. And this is how these guys are living now. They're like divas. Huh?
Right.
Housewives of boxing. These guys, the divas of boxing. And then they want to get mad. Those YouTubers. But guess what they doing now too? Getting YouTube channels. Get the hell out of here with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Sean Porter loved doing this, what I'm doing, more than he loved getting in the ring. He just had the economic means to be able to do things like this and make his channel big and everything because he's a former professional fighter. But he enjoying this. He can't get enough microphones from in front of his face.
Right. I don't know. I don't think it's doing that great, Stormy. He's doing okay. It's not doing.
No, but what I'm saying, you have to say, they made fun of us, what we do, those YouTubers. That's what they called us, those YouTubers. They don't even want to say your name, huh? Because if they say your name, you might blow up.
Right.
And they realize that. So what are they doing? Remember I said this earlier. I use this word often. Foolishness. You can't trick me. You don't want to say my name, but you're referring to me, right. But you're doing what I'm doing. Go sit your ass down somewhere.
Right. Stormy, man, I'm going to let you go on with the show, man, because I got a million questions. I'm going to let you talk to somebody else, man.
I can take another question or two from you, man. It's not a big deal. This is what the call-in show is for. If I get off with you right now, it's probably just going to be somebody who's sitting out there, don't want to call, and this and that. Because I told people to call, they don't call. Then when I'm on the phone with somebody like yourself right now, they want to call then. It's like, what the hell is that? Again, brain damage. Yeah, so go ahead. You got another question? Go ahead, bro.
Got a million questions. Some of them I definitely don't want to talk about, but we were talking about earlier. Yeah, the sitting around waiting for that fight. I don't talk about. You don't talk about. I'm a boxing supporter, man. I support boxing first. I want these boxing. The state of boxing right now, Stormy, it's sad, man. It's sad because nobody will fight. Nobody will fight. And I guess you make $1 million, $2 million, that's enough. Why fight?
But see,
that's the thing. One of the twins, I don't say which one, but it's one that haven't fought in 2 years, man. And he's going to fight looking, where's Boo Boo? Where's Boo Boo? I don't care what Boo Boo is. Sign the paper. Sign the contract. Y'all fight. Just fight.
It's bad, man. It's bad when guys are like that because, you see, for those of us out here who really love the sport, and we recognize when certain guys have talent and ability, we just want to see them do their thing. They don't realize that because what happens is they get that first big paycheck and they like, wow, it's like this. And then they're able to pull themselves out of certain circumstances and live a little bit more comfortably. But again, do the trainers and the mentors and coaches tell them before they even get to that point and teach them and instill in them that, listen, what comes along with this, you have to find reasons to rededicate yourself every day. Why you would get up and go run, why you would get up and go to the gym, why are you doing all of these exercises, why are you watching your diet? Because you have to find a motivation for yourself to continue on through this process. If you don't do that, you become content. And once contentment sets in, that's it. Because you can't get that back. Remember, people been talking about AJ since he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. They say it's something different about AJ. You know what's different about AJ? And I've said this on several different occasions. What's different is AJ had it all going well for him. Everything was being catered to him. It was laid out before him. Referees and judges favored him. His promoter favored him. They pat him on the back, took photos. He kissed babies, all of that stuff. But when he lost, people were like, oh, man, he ain't nothing, and this and that or whatever. And then he got in there to get it back. He fought like a scared deer in headlights to get it back, and the other guy didn't help because he didn't come in proper shape. So he easily got that back. But what he didn't get back was that desire that started out when he turned pro, that he wanted to do something and be somebody one day. And he was able to accomplish that along with some help from a lot of people around him. But see, once you become a multimillionaire, it's hard. Didn't Marvin Hagler say it's hard to get out of bed when you're sleeping on silk sheets? When you're doing those things, you'll find more reasons why not to continue than you will to continue. You understand?
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali became the 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. He was the first man to do it. And when he did it, it was like this. People was like, Ali, why are you going for it? He said, because first of all, it ain't never been done before. Second of all, you have to reinvent yourself. Why do you want to be the champion of the world? You're the people's champion. The people cry for you. The people want to see you. He's like, I like that. I like being the people's champion and everything. So he was fighting more than just for himself, selfishly. It was never about the money. Of course he wanted his money when he got paid, of course. But I'm just saying, you didn't talk like that.
Yeah, we talking about the money again, Stormy B. People look at, let's just say Adrian Broner, this situation. We know money is pretty tight for him right now. And I'm from Texas. I scream Texas all the time. It's about 3 fighters in Texas. If they don't get they together, hey, man, it's going to be a problem. $4 or $5 million can't hold you, brother. 4 or 5 for me. Oh yeah, 4 or 5 million is nice for me because I'm gonna get a $750,000 house and put an F-150 in the driveway. But you want to put a Lamborghini on a mansion that's $2-3 million, and you want one every year. It's not gonna work, brother. Not with $4 million. Not with $5 million. So you better get off your ass and start boxing.
Dude, that's like when Holyfield. That's like when Holyfield. That's like Holyfield was my favorite fighter, right? And when I heard he had bought that huge mansion in Atlanta with that, I don't know what he paid for it, $30 million or something. I was like, what the hell? Why do you need a house like that, bro? You don't even, just the landscaping alone annually is going to cost $1 million. You understand? It's like, it don't make sense to me. I just don't realize why these men, especially if you came from nothing, right? Because if you came from nothing and you was living, when you have surplus in economics, can't you still live even better but longer? It's like your family can live longer. It's like, and better. It's like, and listen, 2, 3, 4 cars. For what? A fleet of cars. For what? Can't you only drive one at a time? I could see if you could split your body up and you could go down the highway in 10 cars. Yeah, that would be awesome. Can't you only wear one pair of shoes at a time? So why is the closet got 200 shoes or 300 shoes in the closet? It don't make sense to me. Yeah. You ever seen movies where they have these eccentric guys? Like that movie American Psycho with Christian Bale is a good example. Yeah. When the guy had suits in the closet and stuff, all the suits was like the same. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like the ties might have been a different color. The shirts could be different shades, but the suits were basically the same. And he had a couple of different pairs of shoes just to switch it up. But it's like, that's all you need. You don't need, because with a combination of something and switching this up and that, you can have multiple suits out of just a couple. But it's like the mentality in this society is gluttony, a surplus, excess. All I need is my essentials, really. That's all I need. I don't need all that extra. Mm-hmm. We used to get on in this country. I don't know how old you are, brother, but when I was a kid,
we're the same age. Stormy, we the same age.
Okay, we used to get on in this country with like channel 2, 5, 7, 9, and 11, huh? And then later on came channel 32, and I'm speaking out of my city. It may have been different channels in your city, but then we had, so basically we had like 5, 6 channels, bro. And then at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, the TV went off.
Right.
And then it came back on at like 6:30 or 7 o'clock the next morning. So it's like, dude, that's all we needed. We don't need 400 channels with all these different shows and stuff like that that's inappropriate for your kids to watch and all of this stuff. And the next thing you know, oh, my kid is he's over in the alley smoking. He's over in the alley doing this and that. And my girl, she's at some boy's house getting screwed. What is it? All of this because you're introduced. There's no filter anymore. There's no filter. So all this excess, the gluttony, we don't need it in our society. But it done come in full scale now, and they don't want it.
Yeah. Yep. Again, that 4 or 5 million is not gonna hold my boys in Texas. It's not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. You better fight. You better fight, and you better get it. You're in your 30s. You better hurry up. Time don't wait. Can't get it back.
Listen, man, those guys that's outside the ring and not fighting regular and frequent, the Demetrius Andrades and the Jamal Charlos and these guys, let me tell you something, man. Father Time is undefeated. There was a time when those men had good skills and abilities, and we yearned to see them fight. Now that they're where they are with all this time off, I don't give a damn if they fight again or not. You know why? Because they've let the best of what they had to offer go by the wayside. They don't even realize it yet. When they look at in the mirror, they see the same self. You know, just like, you know, I can put some damn, you know, what they call it, Grecian formula on my chin and turn this hair dark, and I can look like I looked a few years ago. But that don't mean I'm who I was a few years ago. You understand? It's a false.
Yeah.
It's a false image. So these
Yeah.
guys, why should I be so invested in their return to the ring? They can stay their asses out of the ring. There's young killers coming up right now that I'm looking at, and I'm like them.
I'm gonna say this, Stormy. I know how passionate you are about boxing, how you support boxing. What do you think the public gonna think about Jamal versus Boo Boo? If you don't care, what do you think the average person on the street gonna care? Do you think they gonna care? Hell no.
Yeah. They're not going to care. And this is going to be the real hurtful part for them that they don't even realize. And I can't wait till the day comes because I can look back and point it out that I said it. The day is going to come when their careers are over and done with and ain't nobody going to talk about them. That's what's going to drive them to the deletion of self and everything. It's coming. Because they didn't do what they were supposed to do when the harvest season was there. They messed around, didn't tend to the soil on the land, and didn't, collect and gather like they were supposed to do and everything. And when winter comes, they're going to be wondering like, why ain't nobody talking about me? I was doing something. I was a champion. I had a belt. I did this. Yeah. But you didn't do enough that people earmarked you and were like, check mark the fact that, oh, this guy was excellent. He did X, Y, Z. Devin Haney has already done some things of respectability, regardless of what the PTP says or tries to put the narrative out there on. He has done some things that many are unwilling to do. And guess what? When I look back on his career, I'm going to remember those things. When I look back on someone else's career like a Deontay Wilder, I'm going to remember the fact that he would fight people and give them rematches and go in there 2, 3, 4 times if necessary because he was a real people's champion and he fought for more than just a selfish dollar. He would make a deal so the fight can be made. He would offer up the A side of situations, what they call today A side, B side. He would give that up to make a fight happen. He would always be trying to do what's in the best interest of the fighters. And they don't respect him now. But guess what? When the time comes, I will look back fondly and respect him then, just as I do now, because I know the difference between what's real and what's GMO. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with Tank's decisions, but he's smart enough to fight 3-4 times a year. He's smart enough to do that. I'm with Haney. I agree. I'm with Haney. He's undisputed, but Tank is smart enough to fight 3-4 times a year. He's smart enough to do that. At least he's smart enough to do that. Yeah, he should fight Haney. He should fight Haney next, but that's a whole nother question and a whole nother story, Storm.
Yeah.
So I got one more, and I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm hogging up. I'm gonna say a name, and you just run with it.
Yeah.
Gerald McClellan.
Gerald McClellan?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a damn solid super middleweight whose career was cut short. There were a lot of fights on the horizon for him after he defeated Julian Jackson, who was a devastating knockout puncher. And Gerald was able to defeat Julian and beat him up like he was a baby. He was really on his way. It's sad to know that he and Emmanuel Stewart had a falling out, which led to him going with some different people when he decided to take on Nigel Benn in the UK. I do believe that if Emmanuel Stewart was with him, the things that ended up happening would not have happened and gone down that way. I do believe that the people that were with him didn't have the experience or understanding of the climate and what was going down. So, but Gerald, that's me talking about him as a fighter in the ring. But things that I have heard and read about him outside the ring, he was not necessarily a nice guy. He was really a guy like, Michael Vick had his career interrupted and destroyed for what he was doing, and I'm not going to announce what that was over this airwave, but they did what they did to Michael Vick, and Gerald McClellan was doing that and then some, much more grim and gruesome, and he was getting away with that, and he was doing some very thing. It's like no one should have to go through what he went through and what he's going through presently in his life, but I do have to say that it's like you know the scales of the life that we live and lead, it's like it can go left at any time. It really can. So that's what I'll say about that. But as a fighter, he was a heck of a guy. He was on a knockout streak. He was getting guys out of there in 1 or 2 rounds. He was knocking guys out within 1 round like a Mike Tyson or something. Gerald was just, and he was very large as a super middleweight. He started at middleweight, but he went to super middleweight quickly, and he was probably going to go to light heavyweight because he had the frame, you know.
Yeah.
He had a frame like what's his name? David Morrell. He had a frame like that, but he had a pulverizing punch, man. Especially he caught you early, he hurt people really bad. So he was definitely the G man. I'll tell you there. G for get you out of there.
The understanding that I got out of it was Manuel Stewart told him, "Hey man, do not go up there. Do not go up there and fight that man." And he decided to do it. And Manuel Stewart told him not to do it, and you know the rest. We know the rest. Yeah,
absolutely. So, but those are my thoughts on Gerald McClellan.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. My whole thing is he just should have stayed in his weight class. I know it was more money up there, but maybe he should have just stayed in his own weight class. Yep. But I'm gonna get on with the show, Stormy. I love the show, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. And I just be ribbing you out there. That's
Come on, man.
It may be
I don't. It's all fun, man.
Exactly. It's like because some people interpret it like, oh, But listen, man.
No,
this is how
they too sensitive, man. They sensitive, man.
Exactly.
Come from another place. Yeah.
Exactly. And I come from that old school thing. We kid around, play like that, man, or whatever. People make jokes about me. I don't care, man. It's like it's fun, Plus, it's engaging, and like I said, it's entertainment at the end of the day and everything, man. And you see, I don't discriminate. I go across the board with everybody. Just but it's just to keep people engaged.
Get everybody with it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you go to the back of the class. How about that?
If I sit at the back of the class, I'm gonna be throwing books up front.
All right, man. Love the show, man.
All right, man. Peace to you. Thanks for the call, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great call by my man 704 Joe. Yeah. Who else we got out here? We got couple more people came into the building. Kind of Local Sports had dropped in. I see out there Mental Bohatep is out there. Appreciate you coming in there. AZ Landlord and Rick Hill. Yeah. You guys are coming to the building. Appreciate everybody. Get them likes up, man. Get them likes up. Y'all notice something about today's show? Huh? No buffering or anything. Ain't that something? You see? Man. Mm-hmm. Well, y'all know that next Saturday, you got your boy, the god of boxing, huh? Canelo is taking on John Ryder, huh? In Mexico. So I thought before we get up out of here today that we just show a little highlight of Canelo at his best, huh? And when you see that, just know that there is a God of Canelo. His name happens to be Dimitri Bivol, huh? Yeah. And I don't think Canelo want to face Dimitri anytime soon, regardless of what he says or does. He could have faced him just a few months after he lost to him, but he went a different way, went into the geriatric match against Triple G. They should call it Quadruple G because that geriatric begins with a G as well. So since he wanted to do that, huh, and go in there and beat up on old folks, just know that Dimitri Bivol ain't old. Yeah. Yeah. So John Ryder don't know what he's going to do, but I'll tell you this. If he upsets Canelo in Mexico, we'll have more highlight clips like this. You can't run from an ass whooping, man. It's coming sooner or later. It's going to get you. You understand? And Bivol is showing him right here, and, you know, and that's, hey, it's beautiful, huh? It's beautiful. You guys might not like it if some of you out there, you know, Canelo nut holders and everything, and I understand that happens, huh? But just know that, hey, man, listen, all I can say is when the real deal happens, you know, everybody gets it sometimes. And Dimitri showed him exactly what was up. Yep. That's right, Mental Hotep. He takes the easy route, but he's running out of road. That's for doggone sure. He's running out of road, huh? Yeah. He in the woods without a flashlight in the darkness of night, huh? And you hear that ooh, 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 in the distance. Well, I know some of the people be mad at me talking about Canelo, but I don't care, man. This dude has been one of the most guarded and protected fighters in the last generation, man. And I don't care. I won't talk about him. This is a heck of a highlight clip too, ain't it? I mean, he's just pummeling this dude, man. I love it. I should have had this going the whole show. I should have had this going the whole show. Just like pause it every once in a while, you know, then let it keep going. Yeah, buddy. Let him have it, huh? Yeah. So we've had a great show today, man. I think that everything that has been discussed, the opening remarks that I had, everything has been pretty much spot on. And I thank my callers that called in. Supporting the show in that way always helps, you know. Always helps. Get good calls in. But before I get out of here, I want to show a little dedication to my man Focus Ball, because I'm still advertising for the brother here on the channel.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah. So go out there and get you some of that Stormy B merchandise, man. That's what you need to do, huh? I was sitting here this morning drinking out of my Stormy B man mug. I'm telling you, got my F plus get to the back of the class shirt on. I'm telling you guys, you're missing out. You're missing out. But let me get ready to get on out of here. I appreciate everybody that came out today. Those who decided to rock with me the whole show. Those who came in a little late. Peace to everyone. And shout out to the mighty LDBC. We gone.
to this day.